point and turn it into a Bezier corner. And that allows me to pull this in here. Now, what's going to happen eventually is you're going to go and try to pull these Bezier handles and they're not going to move. And the reason for that is there is an axis constraint system associated with these handles that 3D Max can actually get it wrong relative to what you're trying to do with them sometimes. Now, what I mean by that, if you click somewhere up on the toolbar here, right click, you come up with all of these little sub-menus here, and the one we're after is axis constraints. Now, if I click on that, you get this little box, and there's X, Y, Z, and then there's some doubles like X and Y, Y and Z, and Z and X. Now, what can actually happen sometimes is, say for instance, it will automatically, sometimes it will default to the wrong one. Now, if this is on Z, I can't physically move this up and down. If I click it and grab it, I can't move it up and down. What I can do if I just rotate a little bit is move it back and forward. If I just go to, say, Z and X, I can actually move it back and forward. Now, that's a very dangerous thing when you're trying to do this type of work. You don't want to, especially when we're stuck in a front view, we won't see that handle moving back and forward, and it won't be till later where we start to arc around that you'll see that all of your splines are not only in X and Y, but they're also in Z, and it makes it almost impossible to recover from that point. So be very aware that that is actually going on. What I like to do is keep my axis constraints handy, and I'll just pop it over here in the corner. And that way, if it ever defaults to something that I can't use, I can change these to what I'm actually looking for. X and Y is the one we're going to use in our front view here to give us all of the power that we need. So right click and change this one to a Bezier corner as well, and then we just want to pull this one in a little bit. So everything else looks pretty good for that arrow. We might even just shorten it up slightly, probably about there. And the other thing I want to do is come back to this end of the C, and I'm just going to grab this one and pull it up slightly, probably about there. And I'm going to grab both of these and turn them into Bezier corners, or which they are already. Now, what you'll find is I can see this arrow, this handle here, but I can't see the other handle that's available to me for this Bezier corner. If I zoom right in, and this is a long way in, I still can't see it. So here's a little trick. What you need to do is hide this axis, this gizmo. And the easy way, the hotkey for that is X. So if you hit the X key, no longer do I have that gizmo. And if I click in here, I can grab